Hey guys, welcome out to the Pod of War Gamescast. I'm your host, EOF Gizmo, joined this week, as always and forever, by the one himself, Mr. Massive Das Chris Pengelly.
Hello, everyone.
And of course, Nintendo Switch's favourite son, Mr. PlayStation, CW Lanky.
Hello.
So, this is the first recording on my parents' literally atrocious internet, so we'll see how bad it goes. It might turn into an audio-only recording by next week, but we'll see if it's 7 megs is enough, boys. But there we go. So has everyone had a good week? Obviously, we're about to talk about the what we bought and all that jazz, because it's been about 2 weeks. So Chris has literally filled a room, sold it again, and then filled it back up. So Chris's section's going to take a little while.
Chris has bought half a game shop, basically.
Again, he's running a game shop.
That's
the other
that's
half.
sort of what I've done.
I love it. So we'll begin with what will probably be the shortest section. We'll begin with Mr. Craig Warren. Craig, what have you bought? What have you been playing?
So on Xbox, all I've played on Xbox is more Cyberpunk, basically. I've about 25 hours into my save now. And it's only for the last hour or two that I've gone back to the story. I did a solid 11 or 12 hours just of pure, non-stop, relentless side quests. Because just like The Witcher 3, the side quests in this game are amazing. They are as good as the main quests. They have characters that you meet in the main quest, but then it kind of carries on their story, and their stories are all really good and really interesting. And the quests themselves are tend to be quite different and just kind of quite fun. So I basically just endlessly, whatever popped up, I just ran straight there and did that, and been ignoring the main quest for quite a while. So I'm now going back. I've kind of ran out of side quests now. There's still some on the map, but they're saying that I'm basically not high enough level to do them. I'll just get obliterated straight away. So I've been kind of just going for more story now, but I've got to get into the swing of it now. Game definitely has its flaws. Not all the mechanics are polished. There's whole parts of the game that I've not even touched. Apparently there's a crafting part of this game. I've not touched it at all. There's a stealth part of the game. There's melee combat. I just shoot things. You can hack people instead. Again, I just shoot people, blow them up, because that's what works for me. But yeah, no, I'm enjoying it a lot. So we'll see how much further I can get in that one. And then on the Switch, I finished Kirby in the last couple of weeks. I finished it, got both endings, got both the credits, did the extra kind of post game stuff, which is.
Did you think it was harder?
Yeah, it's definitely harder.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah.
Especially the boss battles in the levels were definitely much more difficult. And the levels themselves were a lot longer as well, I thought.
Yeah, they combined it all, didn't they? So it was pretty.
Yeah, because it kind of just reuses the levels from before, but makes them a bit more difficult. That's probably the best way to describe it. And they are quite chunky. Because when I was playing Kirby, I was basically doing a level every now and again. So I might I'll go to bed, but I'll just do a level of Kirby before I go to bed, because it's 20 minutes. Whereas I found the post game ones were it could be 45 minutes. It felt like quite a few of them. But I finished that, and then I was kind of what do I play on Switch next? What do I start? I didn't want something too big and complex. So I got Cyberpunk. I didn't really want another platform because I just played Kirby. So I ended up buying, and this is going to shock you both. I don't know if it's going to show very well here, but a Pokemon game.
My God.
No.
Exactly.
Who even are you anymore?
I know. I'm a shell of a man, Dave.
Yeah.
It was actually fairly cheap as well. I was quite surprised. I managed to get it for, I think, about £32.
I think there's quite a lot of copies lying around now.
Yeah, I managed to get it off of I think eBay in the end. I was gonna get it, just trade some stuff in and get it from CEX, but apparently it's £40 there for a second-hand copy, and it's why
CX,
is anyone paying that?
CX are pretty shitty with Pokemon. Nintendo.
Yeah, but
I
think Switch games in general, they just it's you can buy it brand new for the same price. Why is anyone doing that? So I managed to get £3. I've only played 3.5 hours, I want to say. Chose my starter. I chose the fire one because I thought he looked that's it. Because I thought he looked the coolest. Obviously, I know nothing about Pokemon, absolutely nothing. So I don't know what types are strong against the other. I just went, he looks cool. I'll pick him.
It's fairly self-explanatory, mate. To be honest with you, you'll figure out water's good against fire because obviously it is. And fire burns leaf. You know what I mean? You'll figure out.
I've been playing. It's been quite handholdy so far. Obviously, it's kind of just teaching the mechanics. It's been okay. It's quite chill, which I quite like. Like I play on my Switch almost exclusively handheld now. I very rarely actually play it on the TV, and this seems like it's perfect for that because I can just kind of lie back and relax and catch some Pokemon for like half hour or so.
Yeah, obviously Legends is slightly different to like the main series, but obviously Pokemon starting as a handheld. And also with that one, like the simple, you got to go catch a bunch of Pokemon or whatever for to do your Pokédex. Like I'm gonna play it for 10 minutes, go around this field. I've caught 10 Zubats or something, right? There we go. I'm gonna go move on to something else or go to bed or whatever you're doing. I can see it being a great handheld game.
Yeah, exactly. So that's kind of why I picked it. And yeah, I'm a broken man now. I'm buying Pokemon games, Dave. What's happened to me? and that is it from me. Just those three.
Yeah, we're just waiting for Scarlet or Violet Day 1.
You basically sucked the Japanese out of me, and it's gone into you. There's no Japanese left in me anymore. It's all in Craig. Craig's become the weeb he always dreamed to be.
Exactly.
And I'm over here, like, playing games that like I'm like, no, I'm not playing Japanese games. Although technically I am. So that's good. So you bought something, you played stuff. It's been a good couple of weeks for Craigo.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I'm very interested to see what you think of Pokemon when you're done with it, because it's the thing with Pokemon games that make them so good, and Chris will attest to this, is the pure addiction when that sets in. When you were just like, well, I just want to get this, and I kind of like that, I kind of want to get that, and then you're there for 6 hours grinding, trying to get like specific things. Obviously, I don't think you'll be as crazy as other weirdos that like breed them and look for specific IVs and stuff. I mean, that's just losers, isn't it? But or if you encounter a shiny one and you're like, what is this? You know what I mean? Like that kind of thing. So
yeah, and especially in like with Arceus doing the first Pokédex, and you're like, oh, you catch 10 Zubats or whatever, your level goes up, and then that levels up your Pokédex. If you want to get level 10 Pokédex, you got to catch more Pokemon, complete all their entries and stuff. If you wanted to, like, there's a lot of like deep, you can go into deep of that,
depth.
Not just
Craig was trying to make sure to say that.
Yeah,
a lot of deep.
Not just do the story or whatever.
No, and it's a gateway. It's one of those. I think that's why they made that and Let's Go. They're both kind of different kind of gateway games. And obviously, this is the open worldy, like Breath of the Wildy, for want of a better phrase, Pokemon game. So yeah, lots of games like that coming out, especially on the Switch, Creo. So you'll be okay.
Yeah,
lovely. Well, we'll move on to me before we get to the big dog, because we all know we all got to get a coffee and get the sleeping bag out. For Pengy. So I've had a very interesting couple of weeks. So I haven't played anything on Xbox at all. I think I played a level of Sonic 2 with my nephew at some point this week, so you can include that if you want, Pengy. And obviously I've not touched my Switch, because why would I? I don't have anything for it that I want to play. So I've been playing retro pretty extensively for the last 2 weeks. So the first thing I've been playing is, I don't have it to hand, is Xenocrisis on my Evercade, because I've been traveling quite a bit and I have no internet here. And I should start. That's the reason that I'm kind of going retro at the moment, is my internet is literally so bad that to download a 12 gigabyte game is more than an overnight job, because of the Xbox sometimes doesn't, like if you're bottling the internet, it will click off it. So sometimes it will download at like 8-9 gig, whatever, meg, sorry, and then sometimes it's 1 because it thinks it's bottlenecking. So it's really difficult to download anything. And obviously I've been living in a city for the last 3 years on 200 meg. This is killing me. So I've had no enthusiasm, because by the time I've decided I want to play something, I then have to wait a full calendar day to play it. And when that comes, as you know, when that comes around, you're just like, the feeling you had yesterday is gone, because you've been to work or you've done, you know what I mean? So I was just like, right, okay, whatever. So I've been playing retro. First of all was Xenocrisis, which is a top-down twin-stick shooter. It's kind of like Smash TV.
Yeah, it was a Mega Drive Kickstarter originally, and then obviously it's come to a lot of things.
Yeah, I think it was. I don't know if it still is, but it was on Game Pass.
Yeah, it
No, I think it
was.
was.
It definitely was. I don't know if it still is. It's really good. The Evercade version is really, really good. Works really well with the control. It's just a fun game. I've got a couple things on the Evercade that I've been dotting around with. That's kind of the main one. I played a bit of Earthworm Jim, a little bit of. I have the Worms collection, so a bit of Worms Armageddon as well. The Evercade getting quite a lot of use. I still like the handheld version quite a bit. I know there's like a console version you can get now at the Evercade, but I don't.
Yeah, and the
think it
console version is now. I don't know if it's from this month or next month because it can connect to the internet. Well, I think the normal handheld can as well, can it as well
No,
to do
not unless
updates.
they patched it.
Well, no, but the console can update. They're giving anyone with, like the console like a free game a month and stuff like that.
Yeah,
It's a
it has
rotating
like
game.
it has a menu in the console where you put in a code and it has like games download, which is cool for that type of device because it's just a retro shell. Like it's very cheap. It's obviously British made. We've talked about Evercade on here before. It's one of those things. If you're kind of into retro in any way, but don't want to spend Pengle's money on stuff, it's really good because they just have they have quite a lot of range of games. Now, there's stuff on there like Premier Manager, Actual Soccer, like I say the Worms collection, like stuff like that you would know. There's a good load of indies and stuff. Like it's one of those if you're into collecting and you like retro games, both of those, the handheld and the home console, are worth it because they're not very expensive. Like it's a very cheap entry point to that kind of hobby, and like I'm not going to pay £120 for some retro game. Like I'm just not going to. No offense, Chris. Whereas I can quite happily, from November onwards, I'm quite happy to drop $15.99 on 10. Like, you know what I mean? So it's what it is. So that's the first game. The second game. Now I had a chat with our friend Dan at work. Shout out to Dan, which was kind of the catalyst for this, and that is, let's see if we can get it up. See if we can load. Is
Gran Turismo
1 on the PS1 because obviously my PS3 plays PS1 games. So I've just been playing Gran Turismo. Just playing through Gran Turismo mode. I don't think I've played Gran Turismo mode since probably like the year 2000. Probably the second game when that came out in 99. Have you played Gran Turismo in any way, Craig? Because I can't remember if you were a PlayStation kid.
One of the old ones, definitely. Probably would have been a PlayStation 2 one, I'd imagine.
Which was probably 3, the red case. Because I think everyone played 3.
I remember me and my brother used to play it quite a lot, and we got fairly far on it, and we got to the point basically where you get to like, I guess what you would call on like Forza like the S2 like class sort of cars, the rocket cars, and then it's like, yeah, this is too much.
Once you get to the 72-hour endurance races.
Yeah.
But I've been really enjoying this. Game's actually held up a lot better than I thought it was going to. If I'm honest, like obviously I'm from the 90s and thus can play 90s graphics games quite easily. And I feel like with racing games, it's actually pretty good because the track and the cars still look like tracks and cars. You know what I mean? Like it's not as clear as Forza Horizon, of course it isn't, but like compared to like some games on the PS1, it's actually quite playable. And I've been enjoying that. I played some of that. I've been playing some Colin McRae 2.0 as well because I have that. I don't have the disc for that. I don't know the case, but I've got like a sizable PS1 collection I've always had. So it's just one of those things. Now I'm home as well, and it's easy to find it all. I've been playing that, and I was very, very pleased to surprise that this is still complete in box. Like the hinge isn't broken, the manual's still in there. Like, I was quite chuffed actually. To stick with the PS3, the other PS3 game I've been playing quite a lot actually is Grand Theft Auto 4, because obviously I did a video about my completion percentage. And that is one of those games that I played. I think I played the intro and the multiplayer back when it came out on PS3. So I was like, right, well, I've got it. I might as well just play it, right? I think I have it digitally on Xbox as well, but like that doesn't get past the download problem. So I was like, okay. And obviously, even worse, the 360 backwards compatibility is only cloud for saves. So if it decides it doesn't want to download cloud saves, or it decides it doesn't want to connect as much as I want it to, I can't save it. So I was like, I think my upload speed kills that as well, because I think it has to upload it and then download it again. So I'm just like, let's just play it on the PS3. It's fine. The update was crap, but other than that, it was okay. That game, again, another game still holds up. Obviously, it's quite a dark game. I don't like not in terms of like storyline, which it is as well, but like it's like a very dark, muggy game. Like that's the art style they went for. But I forgot how good it is. Like it's a fun game. The mechanics are still fine. They're not really that different to 5, to be honest with you. Nico and Roman are great characters. I still really like the driving. It's a bit floaty, but I really like it. I found the swing set glitch, Craig, obviously in homage to old Achievement Hunter. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's been kind of fun, to be honest with you, this week to step back a few years and play these retro games. Just because there's no hassle. Like, you kind of just put them in and they play for the most part. Obviously, I mean, I own Metal Gear Solid 4, so that won't be the case. But yeah, it's just one of those things. I'm just having a bit of a break from modern stuff. I get a bit burnt out, I think, by all the like download subscriptions and all that kind of stuff. Obviously, we could do a whole episode about the PlayStation stuff at the moment, the PS Plus stuff. We won't. But yeah, every now and then I do need a little break, especially at the minute because I'm not buying anything. So it's like I'm just not interested in whatever I've got on PlayStation or whatever I've got on Xbox installed, which I think is like Sonic Colors and Elden Ring. So I'm just kind of like, I'm good. I haven't really got the time, so I'll play Gran Turismo.
Poor Pete.
Okay.
Is waiting for you somewhere.
Well, he's given up. He's playing it by himself, mate. Don't worry. He's playing it by himself. Me and Damon are both, because obviously me and Damon game share. And he's looking at it and he's like, oh yeah, we've got it, haven't you? I was like, you go ahead. I said, Lucy can play it if she wants, but I don't think I've got the patience to sit here and play Elden Ring today. I'll play Gran Turismo I'll play a 25-year-old version of Gran Turismo instead, thanks. But
Nice.
yeah, but there we go. That's me.
GTA 4 is a weird one because like everyone seems to like really just forget about it.
Yeah, it is weird because it was one of the. I mean, I think it's because 5 is taking over the world, right? But 4 was at the time one of the best-selling games on both platforms when it came out. It was huge. Like, obviously it came out in 2008. Just to age you both, by the way. Me and Chris were 18. Craig was about 16. But at the time, it was huge. Like, it was ridiculous. But I think it was just before the kind of YouTube boom, right? Whereas like there was videos being made in it, but it was literally like even Achievement Hunter didn't make that many GTA 4 videos, and it was GTA 5 that kind of like pushed that. But yeah,
That's what I barely played that one as well.
Really?
I played it a little bit. For some reason, decided I just didn't like it, and then kind of just moved on quite quickly. But I've seen like a lot of like retrospective stuff on GTA 4, like even comparing it to 5, and it is like interesting just how like good it does look. But it's one that like if they ever did like a remake or even like kind of like a remaster, I'd maybe be interested because like I said, I gave up on it quite early.
So, to be honest with you, the Xbox Series versions are basically a remaster, and that's that. If like take my Daveness aside, if you're going to play that game, play it on Xbox. Because I loaded up before I moved back here because I was interested to play it at the time, and it looks really good. I don't know what they're doing. Obviously, it's got auto HDR, which might be some of it, but it's like crystal clear. Like the models look like it looks like it's got almost like a cell shaded art style because it's just so cleaned up on Series X and X. So I don't know if it is one. I think it might also have FPS boost, so I think it might be 60 frames. It's definitely not 60 frames on PS3, but I'm pretty sure it's got an FPS boost on Xbox Series X. So if you can get a copy on disc of GTA 4 plus the episodes, like because the DLC is like the best part of the game. By the way, the Ballad of Gay Tony is like unreal. So it's like you could probably get that game for under a $5, I reckon, and then you'd have a good time. Like it's a good like 30-40 hour game that you can enjoy yourself. So if you're gonna play it, either because you got a Series X, like I might even have a copy on disc I could give you because I don't have a disc playing console, but I'll have a look later, Craig.
You can fill the void whilst we all wait for GTA 6 in 2035, you know?
I still haven't finished GTA 5. I've owned that game on every single platform, I think. Which I know is not a shock to you, Craig. Apart from PC, obviously, because I'm not a fucking nerd. But, yeah, I don't think I always just played the multiplayer. The multiplayer was fun. Like, a lot of fun.
It was fun. It was just, they needed the menu. That was always the issue with 5.
Yeah. And you need to wait 20 minutes to load it up.
Yeah, and then you just got killed by some random person over and over again.
Yeah, but then the racing was good, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Right. Well, that's me. Let's all settle in now. Get your cup of cocoa.
I'm gonna bring a throwback back. I'm gonna bring the stopwatch back. The stopwatch.
This is a free surface. The Alistair, you know, he hasn't been in the comments for a while, but you know, like, that put me kids to sleep.
I think he's got another kid on the way. Oh, he can't help himself. No condoms in the north, clearly. So, you know,
right. Yeah. So, we're gonna go with what we've been playing. So from last time, I think I just started Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga. Finished Lego Star Wars Saga. It is pretty good. It was a bit rough on I think it was episode 2, and I seen a review afterwards as well. I think it was reviews to go. They had the same problem, and they couldn't even get past their crashing issues. So they never even played episode 3 because they gotta play episode 2 beforehand. I managed. Mine was fine after they just turned the switch off and turned it back on, and it seemed to work fine. Yeah, it's good. Even the sequel trilogy is actually quite fun because they make Kylo Ren like the best character in it, and like all the memes of like him without his shirt on and stuff like that. They play that up and stuff. So yeah, that was pretty good. So played that. Then I played some more.
Do any of the DLC or anything like that?
No, I didn't buy any of the DLC or the season passes or anything like that. Didn't do any of that. I've also played some more Fire Emblem Revelations on 3DS. I think I'm on chapter 50 now. There's 21 chapters in it, so still a few more to go. Yeah, it's fine so far because this one seems to be mixed out of the 3 of Birthright and Conquest with it as well. Like if you were to go on like Metacritic, something Revelations, I think it's the highest of the 3, but a few people I know that are into Fire Emblem and stuff like that say it's like one of the worst Fire Emblem games there is. So far it's fine, but like again, anything can change over like 7 more chapters and all that. So playing them, and then I'm playing one other thing, which is one of my pickups, which I think came like just before we recorded the last episode, or like the day after the last episode, and that's 13 Sentinels on obviously the Switch. I've been playing some more of it today. I think I'm 23 hours into it now. It is going to be like my near replicant of this year. Like that was an older game, but it was actually like the best thing I played last year. So far, this is actually the best thing I've played this year. It is fantastic. Atlas published game from Vanillaware. It is quite a bit of a visual novel, though. I think that's going to be its downside for most people. Obviously, we got well-regarded visual novels like Fata Morgana, but and you do more in this. You can move around the city, interact with the different characters. You get dialogue options and stuff like that, and you can do other things like go to like a vending machine and get a can of soda and stuff like that. You can do a few things, but it is very visual novelty and that. And then you play as 13 different characters, hence the name 13 Sentinels. All their stories in happening at different times in different places. So how we might all play it will be different depending which character we pick first, which character we next pick, and so all the so there's it's got its own archive mode, so you can see where all the different bits of the story happens and that. But it's just not visual novel, and that has got a weird RTS mode where you control the 13 Sentinels, which are big robots and fight. But there isn't that much RTS mode. I think there's 30 battles, and a battle can take a minute, so it is very visual. So I've played the game for 23 hours, and I think I've done 20 battles or something. So it's 23 hours, 20 visual novel, maybe 3 at most as RTS. But it is.
So it's more visual novel than even Triangle Strategy, is what you're saying.
Yeah. It is more visual triangle, but it's got more gameplay than a Fata Morgana or something like that. So that's really what I've been playing.
Does it make you feel a bit dirty playing that game? Because I watched one review for this, and I felt grabby. I thought I need to go have a shower, Dave. It's
you say this is your game of the year next year.
No, not really. There has been a few awkward translation bits of some of the characters and that, and you could say it was an awkward scene with one of the characters I just sort of played as in the future, because obviously it's different time periods as well. It's 1985, 2065, is it 2188 and stuff like that? So 1945 as well. So it's different time periods, and there's a few questionable things. Cause obviously it's Japan, but it's not as bad as some things are. It's a 12. So
Just the way you like him.
right, so that's basically what I've been playing.
Right, so let's get on to
So
the main section, what you've been buying. Because that's
Right, so I'm
that's
gonna
what we're all here for.
yeah, so I'm gonna stick with the Nintendo theme at the moment. So we have Tales of Symphonia, the second one. This is Dawn of the New World on the Nintendo
Are
Wii.
we going to get a price counter going as well, Craig?
Oh, we need to, don't we?
Yeah, how much is this one then, Penguin?
Let me get. You got a calculator ready, Dave? Or do I need
Oh,
you?
I'm sure I can
Okay.
work it out.
Yeah.
Okay,
So how much?
I believe that. I believe that one was 10. It is complete with manual, and it's got a really chunky manual as well. So that's that's nice.
And obviously, will you play it?
Most really not,
Okay.
because there's a HD remaster of it on PS3 as well. So if I was going to play it, I must play the PS3 version.
It's a great console, the PS3. So
Yeah. Then I have Watch Dogs on the Nintendo Wii U.
That's a
Yeah.
strange decision that you've made there. Have you played
2020.
Watch
Yes.
Dogs?
What were you going to say, Dave?
it's 2022.
So again, this is complete with manual. This cost me £10
Have
as
you
well.
played it? Ever
I've not
before?
played it. I've not played it.
Oh, so
no.
you could experience it for the
Watch
first time.
Dogs is actually a pretty good game as well. The Wii
Yeah, I
U
think
I
version
got
is
I think I got
an
it.
interesting one to
Because
play.
obviously it's got the Game Passes. This is now I paid 10. I could get 24 quid for this right away on eBay, so I could gain £14 profit right away on that one.
Will you?
Oh no, because it's going in the collection. I'm just saying Wii U stuff starting to weirdly go up in price.
I know. I have a full box that I'm now calling the treasure trove in the corner of my room, which is 101.
And sticking
physical
on the
Wii U
Wii
games.
U, we've got really weird. We've got Disney Planes.
That's actually quite a good game. That I'm not even joking. How much did that cost you, Pingy?
That was £5.
That's not bad.
That only sells for like £7 on eBay, so that would not be much of a
All jokes
game.
aside, that and the Snoopy game, the Snoopy flying game, both actually a lot of fun, Craig. Like just a fun little space. Like, obviously, I actually do play all my Wii U games. So.
As I say, Chris will never find out. So
I don't know if I've ever seen
Right.
the film Planes. I'll be honest, but
Yeah. Right, and again, still on Nintendo, we have Fire Emblem Warriors on the new 3DS.
how much is that?
Yeah.
you own a new 3DS,
Yes. I own
so
a
you
new
could play
3DS.
it.
I could play it, yes. This cost me £6.
So once
So-
you buy the my game that you're buying off me, Pinky,
Yeah.
do you thus own all of the new 3DS games yet, or do you still need?
I would own a complete new 3DS
There
collection.
we go. See, I'm happy.
All 2 games.
Is there not 3? Is there not?
No.
One of the Zelda ones.
No, so you've got Minecraft, but that was only in America. You've got one that was only in Japan as well, and you got Rumbo, which is also only in America. There was only 2 in Europe.
And the other one, Craig, is Xenoblade Chronicles, which I'm selling Chris. Because obviously I'm not going to play the 3DS version anytime soon, whereas Chris will, because he loves it.
Yeah, right. Sticking on the 3DS, we have Dead or Alive Dimensions.
Launch title, I think. How much that cost you?
£5.
You're going to play this one, Chris.
Fun.
You're going to play this
Am
one?
I going to play that? I've already played and finished it before when it was like a launch title. So I'm in no hurry to replay it. On DS now, we got Meteos, or Meteos on the Nintendo DS.
Price me, Pinky?
I think it was £3. It's got the manual and everything, nice and that. So I think that went up because I think it's banner on the forums, like any top 10 games of all time, and I saw it for £3. I thought,
You've got to check that one out, then, Chris.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be rude not to at this point, wouldn't it?
yeah.
It's just the scattergun in it of this.
I'm
then we
waiting
have-
for the normal, like,
then we
have
have
like an
Power-
NBA game or something.
Then we have Power Rangers Samurai on the DS as well.
And
No.
how much did you pay for Power Rangers Samurai on the DS, Chris?
£1.50.
That's awkward for my calculator, but we've got there.
Yep. Listen, because we have Switch came today.
Okay, what was that? How much was that? 40 quid?
£34.99.
Did you get the strap as well?
It comes with the strap, yeah.
Comes
So
with
it
the
comes
strap
in a big. So that's the back of that. So it comes in a cardboard box. You get the game, you get the leg strap and stuff as
Oh,
well.
I
So I haven't played that.
When's the video coming of you playing that?
I haven't played it yet because my Joy-Con didn't have any charge, so I went and played more 13
Oh,
Sentinels
okay.
today. And he
Oh,
didn't include 13 Sentinels, but I don't know if you want to include that as well.
you know what? I don't think we need to.
Yes, that's it for Nintendo.
Right. So let's get on to
There's
Atari.
nothing. There's there's no Xbox, there's no Atari, there's no Dreamcast or Sega, anything like that. So we go on to PlayStation. So we have MotorStorm on the PS3.
Okay.
So yeah,
That's like what, like £2, £3?
yeah. I think I paid £3 for it. I picked that up because it was one of the games that's been retroactively made back on line and stuff like that. So it has got online multiplayer again in the year
Whee!
2022.
We'll play that later,
So
too, Chris.
you can do. What if your internet holds up?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
yeah. I play two races online. But again, it's a cool thing that people are bringing these games back. Then we move to the PS2. So we have Ico on the PS2, and it's a proper cardboard sleeve. None of this DVD case nonsense. So it's in its proper, proper sleeve. So you get your nice artwork. You get your art cards. And that's the manual. Got your art cards. So so
How much did that cost you, Chris? Complete in box?
20 quid.
Okay. It's not too bad a price for that. I
Have you
suppose.
played that before, or?
I've played this before on PS2, and I've played the PS3 version, which I also own. So I own all of Ueda's games now. So I own Shadow of the Colossus, all three versions of that, and both versions of Eco, and I own Last Guardian as well. So yeah. Then so we've gone. So we've had PS3, we've had PS2. So you'd think PS1 next. I have no PS1 games. I have no P games, but I have Vita games. So we have Ridge Racer.
Ridge Racer.
You know that one, yeah?
How much did that
Yeah,
cost?
so I think it was 18.
Oh, that's gone up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
What?
Vita stuff, you know's what gone up.
Jesus.
So
Do
that's
you still play the Vita at all, or is
yeah,
it
but
just?
actually,
I
one of
played
the
it
Vita
more,
group,
guarantee.
yeah, one of the Vita groups, Dave might have seen me get the trophy. We did like some online boosting for Sonic Racing and Transform, so we played for that for a couple of hours. So must have been Sunday or something like that. So yeah, someone put like in one of the discords to start making like anyone can help get this trophy, and then we all jumped on and played it. So that, and then we got one more Vita game. We have Sword Art Online Hollow Resolations
Realization.
Realization. Yeah, there we go.
How much did
So
that
we got
cost you?
that.
Actually, a game I own.
So this also £18,
Right.
which again sounds a lot. Like this goes for like 22, 24 quid on eBay, stuff like that. Both from CEX, both 18 quid, so that's almost the same price as eBay CEX are selling that, for. This now goes for over 50 quid on eBay. So when I saw this was 18 quid, I, grabbed that as well. So got that on the Vita.
It's an okay
So
game of the Sword Art Online games. There's a few of them. There's about
yeah, it's
four of
on
them, I think.
PS4 and Switch and now is as well. So yeah, that's it. There isn't anything else.
Yeah, well, we know there is, Chris. We've all
Oh,
seen
there's
them.
no risk. Oh no, right. I'm not going to move it, and I'm not going to bring the game over because that seems kind of redundant as well. So you might be able to see here. This is a DualShock 4, which you can see it says Last of Us Part 2 on here. It's got like like a picture of Ellie's tattoo on here, and obviously it's more in a gunmetal grey. I picked up a PS4 Pro Last of Us Part 2 edition, complete in box, also with the game, but. Again,
How
it
much
was
did
like,
that cost you, Pengy?
that cost me 250 quid cash.
Love that. And obviously, Chris doesn't have his PS5 anymore, so
Is
Yeah.
it set up?
slightly less.
Yeah, set up it should be like here. I didn't just couldn't be bothered to move it. So
Have
I
you
was
played
like,
it yet?
I've not played it yet, no.
So we're keeping in the PlayStation tradition then of you had the PS5, you sold it because you hadn't used it in 3 months, and now you've
Yeah.
bought another PlayStation and not used it.
Yeah, because I got it and played 13 playing more 13 Sentinels.
So this little excursion, Craig, how much do you reckon it came to?
I mean, it's got to be close to £400.
£384.50 Chris has spent on those games.
And he will play none of them, pretty much.
Yeah.
No.
You'll play Switch Sport once, get tired, and that'll go. In the bin.
Oh yeah, of course I forgot that. Yeah.
For the video, obviously, you'll play that for content. But other than that,
He
lovely
might
stuff.
turn his PlayStation on
You
at
might
some
play The
point.
Last of Us Part 2 again, I guess. I don't know why you'd want to, but you will.
So what made you want the PS4 then, Peggy? Go on, lay it out to us.
Well, it was just in the shop. I seen it, and it was a good price for what it is, and I thought I'm going to get that just in case. I have like 20 physical PS4 games still. So I was like, oh, what if I do want to play them? What if I do want to pick up Horizon Forbidden West or
Gran Turismo
Stray
7.
or Gran Turismo 7, as Dave is pointing out? I'm not going to pick up Gran Turismo 7.
The only game I'd buy if I had a PlayStation right now.
Yeah, so that's it. So yeah,
So how
it's
long
more
did that
there.
take, Craig, in your stopwatch?
16 minutes and 17 seconds, which is pretty much the time that Chris went without a PlayStation, isn't it? Really.
So £400, 16 minutes later, we are none the wiser. So that's the rigmarole done. Let's get on to the next part of the show, the topic of the show, which is this week is what Chris is going to buy for the month of May. So let's talk about games for May, Craigo.
Okay, so starting on May the 2nd, this is one that may get Chris's ears going, and it is Sifu Vengeance Edition. It's back with a vengeance, Dave.
That's
and it's
the physical
coming
version.
fantastic. That's what you want, and it's coming to PlayStation 5. But wait, PlayStation 4 as well.
Yeah,
so that's
the game's already out. It came out 2 months
Yeah,
ago.
it's
So
the
it's
physical
just a load.
version.
I've heard good things
Yeah.
about the game. Don't get me wrong. And if you're one of those that needs to wait for a physical, this is a good package to get. But obviously I'm not buying games and don't have a PlayStation, so that's a no.
And I am passing on it as well. Craig.
It looks hard. I watched Kind of Funny did like a
race,
Twitch stream where they did a race and they managed to beat it ridiculously quick. In fairness to them, but
my friend Damon's got it. He enjoyed it, but again, it's not really. It's not the kind of game for any of us, to be honest.
No, I was just trying to get Chris some PlayStation stuff going here. One I've never heard of here, but it's coming to PlayStation 4, and this Chris has just bought a PlayStation 4 on May the 3rd. Dungeon Defenders Awakened.
I don't even know what it is, so it's a pass.
It's not going to get your
Dungeon
PlayStation
Defenders
going.
Was a Vita game, wasn't it?
I think so.
I feel like it was.
Unless it's digital only. It's not in my 96 Vita game collection.
You wouldn't have played any of them anyway, so it's fine. You haven't got 96 Vita Platinums, Chris, so you can't have completed them all.
No.
And skipping to May the 5th, we have coming to everything other than Switch, it looks like, Trek to Yomi, which is also coming to Game Pass day one. It's a Devolver digital game. Looks very good. Looks very cinematic. Black and white samurai game. I'll definitely be checking. I don't know if I'll play it straight away because I don't know if I would have even finished Cyberpunk by then. But this is one that looked really good. I picked it up in Fantasy Critic and my second to last game for the moment. Just because Devolver's let me down once already, I know, with Weird West, but they can't let me down twice, Dave. They just can't. They just can't.
Obviously, with Xbox announcing they're still doing E3, there is still hope for new game announcements, new dates.
Yeah. So I'll definitely check that one out. Pengy, you gonna bother with that, or is that dead you because it's not on the Switch?
Yeah, I actually will check it out. It does look really good. It might be the first time the Xbox gets turned on this year for that, because that does look pretty good.
Oh, Pengy.
Then skipping 5 days to May 10th. I think this is also coming to Game Pass. And saying this is going to be fun. Iron Chronicle Rising.
It is coming to Game Pass.
You did well with that.
I'm in the credits and I will be getting a code, my Kickstarter code for this mini game,
So
which
you know what that means, Dave? He's not going to play it.
and I've asked for my code to be for obviously the Nintendo Switch, So
And this is a Suikoden spiritual successor, right? Is it this one?
no, this is the spin. This is the companion game, which is a 2D side-scrolling hack and slasher. It's not the main game.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
I'm going on a tangent now, but when was the last Kickstarter game that you backed that you actually finished, Chris?
I'm not sure.
I can tell you what
Have
it
you
wasn't.
ever?
Shenmue.
Bloodstains is another one I can think of. Have you ever finished a game you've kickstarted?
Most probably. I just can't think of the
I
one.
have. So I've kickstarted 2 games,
Mm.
and that was Shovel Knight, which I did finish,
Mhm.
and Broken Age, which I've also finished.
Was that the
That's
Double Fine game?
The Double Fine game, yeah.
It's saying that I did miss something.
Should play it, it's on Game Pass.
Obviously not this. I had the Vita Means Life book come as well during the 2 weeks, which I could have had in this part, which was a kick.
Probably would have
Which
taken you to
Kickstarter?
400. That's okay.
On the same day, and this is coming to PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4 for Pengy, and PC. And this is Salt and Sacrifice, which I believe is the sequel to Salt and Sanctuary.
That is correct.
Look at me
makes
showing
sense.
off my PlayStation knowledge there, Davey. Look at that. I'm one of the boys, right? This is a 2D Souls game, basically, as far as I could tell. Because it's a 2D Souls game, I picked it up on Fantasy Critic because people love 2D Souls games. And I believe the first one reviewed really well. So I could not care less. I just hope it gets points. Pengles, you're the master of the Souls. You're the master of the 2D. It's on PlayStation 4.
I'm not getting it.
Okay. I'm really trying, yeah. I'm really trying to get this PlayStation 4 some use, but it's just not going to happen, is it? It's just not going to happen. Moving on to May the 13th. This could be unlucky for some. And this is coming to PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X/S, PlayStation 4, Switch, Xbox One, and PC, so everything. But PlayStation 4 is what we care about, and that's Evil Dead, the game. And I think I'm right in saying this is one of these like Dead by Daylight sort of games.
Is it Ilphonic again?
Isometric.
I'm not sure. I don't think it is Sylphonic. They're doing the Ghostbusters one. I don't know who's doing this one.
It looks a lot like, was it Friday the 13th? Like
Yeah.
really old one of these games, one of the first ones that came around. Looks a lot like that. This has the problem with these sorts of games. If they're not on Game Pass or something, like no one's going to buy it. That's the issue. Unless it's like Dead by Daylight has a weird like cult following now, doesn't it? Like it still lives on. But I feel like this just has to be on some sort of plus or subscription service. Otherwise, it's just going to die, surely.
It does look from the trailers and the like hands-on people have been doing. It looks more polished compared to some of them for V1 games, but I still don't think it'd be fantastic.
No, I can't see it. Can't see it.
That is past as well.
Don't believe. Coming on May the 19th.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the next gen or current gen version of Deliver Us the Moon, which is actually a really good game. And if you haven't played it yet, this is probably a good time to pick it up and give it a go because it is quite a good looking game as well. And I imagine on next gen it will obviously look even better.
I believe it's got ray tracing. Even
sounds like indie trash to me.
It's a walking simmy puzzle game, Dave. It's everything you know and love.
It's a no from Dave.
It was on Game Pass for a bit, but I'm sure it's left now.
I think it's coming to Stadia as well.
Yeah, it's coming to it. Left Game Pass, and then they announced it's coming to Stadia like Pro. So
definitely can't.
It lives on.
Megs.
All 4 of the Stadia users can play that. Then
and I was 5th, but I also had to drop off because of my lack of internet.
It's a sad time. On May the 19th, and May's not a great year, but we'll say it now. Great month, sorry. And I nobody would even mention this, but we have a Vampire the Masquerade game coming. There's about 20 of these in development.
Is it the second one?
This one, It's
No,
called
it's the
Swan
Swan
Song.
Song.
They all look the same. I don't know which one it is. There's about
Is this the
500 of
one where
them.
you are like a vampire detective?
Was the first one any good? Because I don't.
Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines.
Yeah, I just never hear anyone.
Yeah,
It's all, people are like, oh,
that's
it's great, and then like I've never heard anyone actually play it.
it's got a cult following, hence why we're getting Bloodlines too. But
So no one
yeah,
bought it.
no, I don't think it sold very well at all.
They never look good, but they always seem to sneak their way into someone's big E3 presentation or like the Game
I
Awards
think the
show.
thing is, it's a bit like Warhammer. I think people are able to get the Vampire the Masquerade license, and we get quite a few of these sort of games because you just had come out on PlayStation the Battle Royale Vampire Masquerade game. I think it's called Bloodlines or something like that,
That's what we needed.
which is the Battle Royale. And then you get like the visual novel ones and stuff, and then you obviously got the 2 RPG ones. Lots of them.
Yeah, so one day one of us will play a Vampire the Masquerade game, I'm sure. Maybe even by accident. We might click on it by mistake. Who knows?
Yeah, I was going to say if Swan Song or Bloodlines 2 come to like Game Pass or something,
Yeah.
You won't play it. You hate Xbox.
like on PC.
Moving on. May the 20th, and I'm mentioning this because it has such a great name, coming to everything other than Switch, including the PlayStation 4, and that is Dolmen. That's the name of the game. Dolmen. Dolmen.
Dolmen, yeah.
Yeah, Dolmen. Dolmen.
It's
Dolmen,
like
yeah.
I think it's like an Anthem Destiny weird.
Oh, it's
like,
going to do
thing.
great then. It's it's destined for greatness.
So if people ask me why I'm playing retro games, this is exactly the reason. Jesus Christ.
I've never even heard of it. Its name is just brilliant. Dolmen.
Yeah.
Just rolls off the tongue, doesn't it? Moving on to May 26th. Coming to everything other than the Switch, and that does include the PlayStation 4, but it does also come to Game Pass. Sniper Elite 5. I've never played any of these Sniper Elite
They're
games.
actually really good.
Yeah,
Like,
they always look good.
They're legitimately like 3 and 2. I didn't play 4. But I think 4 might be open world. But 2 and 3, good games. Like actually fun, stealthy, like shooters. Like it's good. It's not just sniping. Like that's just kind of like the main course. But yeah, I recommend them. They're pretty fun. I played is it 2 remastered on Wii U when it came out?
Yeah, Sniper Elite V2.
Yeah, I played that quite a bit on Wii U, and yeah.
Yeah, that's one of like the weird now kind of expensive Wii U games.
I'll tell you what, I've got a treasure trove back here, Chris. I really do.
So yeah, it's one I might give it a go if it comes
It's
to
on
Game Pass.
I mean, you'd probably quite like it. Like they're good campaigns usually.
Well, this is the series that has the when you shoot them that like
The slow-mo
zooms into their
bollock
X-ray.
explosions.
Yeah, the Mortal Kombat shit. Yeah.
Blow Hitler's
I
last
will be
bollock
skipping
up.
because I am not very good at the snipering.
Even though you're a stealth expert.
Yeah, but it's different snipering to stealthing and go behind them and use CQC and stuff.
What if it was tactical espionage?
What if it was Japanese?
No, because it's still
You were
heavily
playing
on
as
the
the Japanese
snipering.
killing the British.
And there were schoolgirls in short
And you had
skirts.
they'd fire their panties at you, Chris, and then you shoot them to make them happy. You've played that game and you know you have.
I own that game.
There we go. There we go.
It's all coming out
It's
now.
on
Isn't
the,
it?
you know what it's on? It's on the Vita.
Classic.
Yeah.
One that's going to get Dave excited next on May
Hmm.
the 27th. Coming to everything, including the Switch,
Nice.
and more importantly, the PlayStation 4. Cow the Kangaroo.
You mean KO?
KO?
Yeah.
That says cow. There's no way that says KO. Isn't it an old retro-y platformer
It's a
that they're trying to
Dreamcast
bring
game.
back?
Yeah.
There you go. And if I know anyone loves the Dreamcast, it's not Chris Pengelly. It's Dave Bowringer.
It's me because I actually bought KO when it came out, when the Dreamcast was alive. Obviously, Chris didn't have the Dreamcast when it was alive. He was one of the ones that let it die and jumped on the corpse afterwards. But yeah, I was there, Chris. I was in the trenches. Looked around, didn't see you. Didn't see you. I nowhere to be found. You were over there playing PS2 that you hated.
No,
But you weren't giving the Dreamcast the love it need. No,
got my PS2 after my Dreamcast, so I'd have been over there playing my Final Fantasy 9
It
or
was
something.
just me, Yuji Naka, Suzuki. Just fighting our way, Yamauchi, just fighting our way out. I was there, the kangaroo. Pen Triisolon. Where were you, Chris? Where were you?
Yeah.
ECW Anarchy Rules and ECW Extreme Hardcore, both fucking terrible. And I owned them both on Dreamcast, and I bought them when they came out. Oh, it was a real Rumble game. It was alright.
Yeah, the Royal Rumble game is
alright.
Yeah.
Back to KO the Kangaroo. Any interest at all?
It's a weird time to bring it back. Because I think there was a
it's
PS2
his 20th
sequel.
Anniversary, I think.
Really? Oh, that's depressing.
20th anniversary, yeah.
I'm sure there was a sequel that was only on PS2. It wasn't a great game. It was alright. You had a kangaroo with boxing gloves and had a long neck for some reason. I think that was his powers, wasn't it, Chris? Because he couldn't swim, so if he went in the water, his head would stay above the water, but the body would fling down, and you just glide along. But I mean, I can't buy games, Craig. So Kangaroo.
I thought it might get the blood flowing.
Revengeance. I've got some blood somewhere, but I don't know if it's relevant to.
It's on the Switch, Bengals. Is it?
No, because it's a digital only release at $27.99. So you see, like
Chris, you just spent
Namco
£385 on something you won't play. So I wouldn't.
Yeah,
and it's a Sega Dreamcast classic, Chris.
Yeah, you weren't there when Cal needed you the first time, so be there for him now.
But you see, like Kelowna, I can't even speak now. Kelowna. It's like getting a physical release. I'm picking that classic game up on Switch. But if this is getting a physical, I'm most really tempted, but not a digital.
If you're gonna get a physical retro game that's been remade for the Switch, get Ty the Tasmanian Tiger 1 and 2 together for £20 on eBay. There you go. That's it. It wasn't on the Dreamcast, but so Chris doesn't matter. He didn't play the Dreamcast anyway because he wasn't there.
I've got it on the GameCube. I got it here somewhere. I have
it on PS2. That's a throwback, isn't it? Yeah. Anything else, Craig?
No. I don't know where to go after that.
Anything else apparently coming in May?
Anyone like Pac-Man?
Moving on. I like Pac-Man.
May the 27th, Pac-Man Museum Plus, Dave. Coming to
Xbox.
Wait for it. Xbox Series SSX. PlayStation 4. Not PlayStation 5, according to this, though. So Chris has made the right decision here, getting the PlayStation 4. Yeah. Xbox One, Switch, and PC.
I mean, PS5's done, and if it can't get Pac-Man Museum Plus. I'll tell you what, though, I bet this has got easy achievements, Craig. Can't buy it, though, because I can't buy games, but more Pac-Man is always good Pac-Man.
And then the last one on the list, on May 31st, we have the next-gen version of Snow Runner coming, boys, which is actually a game that a lot of people love. I'm pretty sure, is it Jeffy Grubb always bangs on about Snow Runner?
Peace to him, but our old friend John used to love those games. So
that
is the highest recommendation for any kind of racing, moving of vehicle recommendation you could ever get. So
I'm pretty sure. I think Dan might even play them.
Dan, anything with wheels. Dan's in there as well. So
wheels and snow and running. What more do you need?
Exactly. Exactly.
And that is it for the Game Informer list. Anything I missed, boys? I can't imagine there is.
Well, normally I'd pull up the old Xbox game store and ridicule you for missing and the classics that are on it, but the internet can't cope with it, Craig. So I'm going to have to trust your judgment and Game Informer.
Yeah. There was a couple Game Informer missed there.
There you go.
There's quite a good looking I can't remember its name though.
It's so good, you can't remember it. It's so good, though.
The real problem with it looks really good, and it's a throwback to like Broken Sword and stuff like that. But the problem is with it, it's just on PC. So even though it looks pretty good,
we don't talk about PC games here, Chris.
Yeah,
we don't talk about PC games here. So that's a bit pass. There's another one also coming. I think it's called Best Month Ever. That looks quite interesting.
May definitely isn't for gaming, right? Banger.
Yeah. Yeah, very, very good. Yeah, it comes to, I think it's on all systems. It's definitely up on Switch for pre-order at the moment, and that looks kind of interesting because I think you're a mother with like terminal cancer, and you got to basically show your son
Sounds
the
cheerful.
best month. Sounds
Sounds like a great time.
show your like son like the best month ever. Like get like a whole life with your son in to like a month, sort of thing. So that's coming to like everything. There's that. And that list had physical versions of Sifu and obviously the next gen of
I said
SnowRunner.
Sifu.
Yeah, I said that list has got them. It's missing the physical versions of Eastwood for the Nintendo Switch, which I will be picking up, and it's missing the physical version of House of the Dead remake with on Switch.
Eastwood's a weird one. I watched something about that, and it sounds like it's another visual novel, basically. That was.
No, it's I think it's supposed to be more like Earthboundy type stuff.
I think you're going to be surprised, Pengy. I think
Mm.
it sounds like there's a lot of you just walk from one cutscene to another. So
You know, I'm 24 hours into a game, which that is like all you do. So that doesn't sound too bad to me.
is it fair to say then that May is the worst month of the year so far for games, like by a long, long
I don't
way?
think it's going to make me break my no purchase rule. Put it that way.
It's you know,
I
it's
think
not
June's fairly good though,
fantastic.
isn't it? I think May's always kind of
Mm.
crap. I think May is what used to be February. February used to be atrocious when we were a bit younger, and obviously it's not anymore because everything gets delayed into February and March. So I think May is just that month now where people keep it low key because they know June and July are the big summer releases, aren't they? And then you've got what used to be E3, which will now just be the month of game shows, right? Content for us. And then before you know it, you're into the end of the year, which is always busy. So it's got to be a bad month. Let it
Yeah,
be May. It's got to be said as well.
yeah.
The Games for Gold and PS Plus, absolute trash this month as well. So don't worry about any
So
of that.
what you're saying is big up Stadia Pro because it's got
I
Outriders
mean,
and
Stadia Pro is always good, but the problem is no one plays Stadia. That's the problem, and I'm not even being a troll here. Like I like Stadia as a service. I've talked about it on this show many times. We even did a cloud show. No one. It's all well and good having good pro games, but if no one plays them, it doesn't matter, does it?
Mm.
And are you realistically going to boot up your Stadia to play Outriders on your own, Chris?
No, I'm
No,
not
when
going
it's
to
been
do
on Game
that.
Pass for a year.
Mm.
Like
It's
that's
like
Are you gonna download FIFA 22 on your PS4 or your
no.
PS5? Even though they're adding crossplay, so that's exciting. But like, it's the end of the season is 2 weeks,
Hmm.
and obviously the season's ended for us because Taunton have gone up, so it doesn't matter. Like
Yeah.
it's not Football Manager. I don't care. I know. Next year, I mean, I'm looking forward to. By the way, and this is an absolute thing. There will be a Football Manager challenge when
Yeah,
game
Craig already.
releases.
Yeah, me and Chris
If
are
that
already talking
if
about
that
it.
game comes out before November 27th, it is null and void from my challenge because it doesn't count. Okay, Football Manager for Taunton Town does not count. I hereby make that a
You
rule.
do know it'll be on Game Pass, so you don't have to buy it.
Yeah, but Dave will buy it. He always
I'm,
buys
I'm
them.
giving money to people who give Football Manager money. I'm giving
Mm.
money to Taunton Town sponsors, boys. You support
Mm.
your local club, don't you?
Mm.
But yeah, so that's fun. Okay, well that's kind of the month. There is some random stuff I want to talk about that doesn't fit into its own show and its own topic. And this is really more for Chris because Craig doesn't care. I recently discovered, Chris, that Atari are back. Why didn't you tell
Well,
me?
with the
The VCS,
VCS,
not
yeah.
just the VCS, and they're recharged games, and they did a new game as well called Combinera, which actually looks really fun.
Yeah, they've done like Centipede recharge and stuff, and I think they are on the VCS, but
They
they
are on
didn't
the
bring them.
VCS, and they are on
They bring them
Switch.
on. They bring them on the console. It's just like, so what's the point of the VCS?
Well, they want to make money. The VCS is funny. Me and you are going to do a whole video on these consoles, right? Because Craig doesn't care, so there's no point me and you sitting there and talking about it for half an hour, and Craig bawling his own eyes out. But the other
I'm having to
platform.
Google what a VCS is. That's what I'm having.
So
to...
a VCS is Atari's console, but it's kind of like a weird Android PC console as well. It's kind of everything and nothing. So like it's Atari's console, and it has Atari games on it, and they publish some games on it as well. But it's also like it's got like Netflix on it. It's got like other apps on it and stuff.
Yeah, and I know
It's
people because
overpriced. That's his big problem. Is it's actually kind of a cool looking thing.
How much is it?
300,
like
300 quid, 350 quid.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like stupid. Like you
Yeah,
would.
when you're more expensive than a Switch, you're really in trouble, aren't you? Unless you're, I
Well, you're
mean,
more expensive than an Xbox, which does the same. That's
yeah,
the more
that
similar
is.
thing, right? Because it's
Yeah.
more an Xbox Series S than anything else, and an Xbox Series S is £250. So whatever. I mean, again,
I guess they're appealing to the hardcore of the hardcore, aren't they? That's the thing.
I mean, yeah, I guess like if you're an Atari fan, you buy physical games though. So I don't know. But yeah, I just thought it was interesting. I was doing some reading.
Yeah, I've seen some
Those
people
recharge
because
games
it's
look really good.
basically an Android and PC using it like as a retro emulator thing, but
Yeah,
then
and it's
just
got
use
some
like retro
cloud map
Pi and
apps
stuff.
and stuff. But it's like, I don't want us to turn into a big discussion because Craig has nothing to add to it. But like, if you're gonna do the retro thing, like I'd rather you do the Evercade versus thing, spend £100 and get physical games. Like if you're into retro, that's what you want. Like you don't want a list of ROMs. Like that's what new consoles are. Most of the games you'd want to play are on the new consoles. Like if you want just to play games, you get an Xbox Series S and you just play games. Like there's, let's not lie about it. Like we're addicted to the collection and the shelving and stuff, right? But
Yeah.
in this cold, hard day, if you're just going to get a digital console, you just get an Xbox and you're done. It's everything you could ever need now. There's almost
so this is digital only.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a hard sell. That really is.
Obviously, like, and at the moment, the Atari Recharge games are digital only, and they're very well priced. I think Missile Command is like £2. I think the rest like £8, and they look great. Like, I don't know if you, obviously, Craig, I don't know if you would have played any of these games. You probably would have because they're like they're the type of games that are on like phones when we were younger and like stuff like that. So like Asteroids is like, like a fucking screensaver in another game, like that kind of thing. But yeah, I just thought it was interesting. Atari are kind of back, have like a new direction. I love I love retro, so it's seeing Atari. And Sega
Out of
and
the
stuff
weird
do well,
like consoles and stuff like that, obviously already come out. It's no interest. The Miko looks like it's like dead as well.
I mean, the Amico appeal to, like, if you didn't buy it and weren't interested, then that's everything you need to know about the Amico.
So that's the Amico, and then obviously you've got, and I am interested in it, but I can't get one to 2023, and that's the Playdate. So
Playdate's an interesting one because it just doesn't. It looks so niche. It's funny. Like it's interesting as a concept. Like it's interesting that it's this thing that's like got the way the games release on it and stuff. But it's like it's so niche. Like it's so like a collector's thing that like I don't know. I just
it's so basic, isn't it? And like, it has like 2 buttons, like
and the crank. Don't forget the crank.
Yeah, the crank. Yeah, it really is the sort of thing I feel like you buy. Yeah, that's cool.
You play once, and then it goes on the shelf to show off.
Yeah.
Doesn't it? Like, I just don't see, if you're hardcore into games, how you could stick to playing like just that. Like again, at least the Evercade has different types of games on it.
Yeah, but there's already a couple of new games that are being released through. Is it Dot It Show or something like
iChat?
Yeah. There's a few games, and then obviously the Over the Din guys doing a game for it as well. And the problem, like I said, you can't get one to 2023. If I go on the website now and pre-order, mine will be coming in 2023. So
Steam Deck, isn't it? Steam Deck's an interest. Steam Deck's a different thing entirely, and that's a much more interesting conversation. I think maybe when we know more about it, because none of us have one.
No,
we'll talk about
I haven't had the opportunity to get one. Yeah,
I did, and I declined it, and then I reset it to like the end of the year in case I want one then. But we'll see. We'll see. Anyway, that's a discussion for another day. I'm sure there will be a video soon where me and Chris discuss our madness, and Craig just shakes his head. But until then, thank you for watching the show. We will be back next week, I'm sure, and we'll see you then. Goodbye.
Bye.